You see, now, there was a very slight lack of Jeff Goldblum in this movie, so that very much troubles me quite a bit.
That's chaos theory.
Jurassic World is directed by Colin Trevorrow and stars Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard. It's the fourth and latest installment in the Jurassic saga, if you will, that started all the way back in 1993 with Steven Spielberg's Jurassic Park, a movie that really holds up extremely well if you ask me, and it really pushed the envelope in terms of special effects in movies. Then we got the second and third Jurassic Park movies, and it depends on who you ask. But in this one, as the trailers and TV spots indicate, the park is finally open, although in like the history in the movie, it's been open for about 10 years now, and park attendance has declined because according to the movie, kids nowadays don't really think dinosaurs are that special anymore. And so what the scientists do to get more people to come back to the park is they create their own genetically enhanced hybrid dinosaur. As you'd expect, it wasn't a good idea, and it rampages all across the park, creating havoc wherever it goes. And it seems like the only person that can help to save the day is a raptor trainer played by Chris Pratt. Now, like I said before, the second and third Jurassic Park movies weren't that great in my opinion, although it really depends on who you ask. So I had somewhat high expectations going into this one, and in the end, I had a really good time. It's definitely the best of like the Jurassic Park sequels. It's still not as good as the first. I kind of expected that it wouldn't be as good as the first movie because to me, nothing can ever top that. Now, just to get this out of the way, because it's not really that big of a factor for this movie, or for any Jurassic Park movie for that matter, the acting from everybody was pretty good. Chris Pratt, obviously great, although the trailers and TV spots make the movie look as if it's focusing more on him, which really isn't the case. It's actually, there's a lot more screen time devoted to Bryce Dallas Howard's character. She's like the manager of the park and all that. And she did a really good job. A lot of people said she looked like Jessica Chastain in this movie, and I can kind of see the resemblance, but yeah, it's not Jessica Chastain. I thought her chemistry with Chris Pratt was pretty good, although their relationship felt a little forced. There's like a scene, like I'd say like towards like the end of like the second half of the movie where they, I guess just for lack of a better term, like get together. It seems really rushed, but then again it's just nitpicking more than anything. The rest of the cast was pretty decent. There was Jake Johnson from New Girl. He was like one of the computer experts. It's funny, from like first glance, I kind of thought he would be like who'd fill like the Jeff Goldblum role for this, but he really didn't, thank God. Because come on, no one else can do Jeff Goldblum but Jeff Goldblum. But he did a really good job. He had a lot of great lines, a lot of great jokes that worked really well. There was also Vincent D'Onofrio, who is pretty much the villain for this movie. He just felt like the generic villain who wanted to like use the dinosaurs for like military purposes or something like that, which really sounds ridiculous. There were also two kid characters in this movie. One of them is like the boy that was like in Iron Man 3. They both did a pretty good job, though I kind of admit that in like the first half of the movie, the older brother, he really got on my nerves. I felt like his character was a little unlikable for the most part, but they still did a pretty good job. They weren't annoying in any way, thank God. But there was a subplot in the movie where like their parents were getting divorced or something. It's never fully addressed. I felt there was no real need for it, especially with how the movie was structured. It's like if they took it out, it wouldn't have made much of a difference. Nothing really would change. Now, the first Jurassic Park was a huge, huge stepping stone for special effects in movies. It had a great combination of of computer effects and animatronic effects, like practical stuff and all that. But it seems like this time around, it seemed to focus more on the CGI than animatronics than anything else. And that really disappointed me, because I love good animatronic effects, because those kinds of things make me feel as if those creatures are alive, that they're real. Like, there is a scene in the movie where, like, Chris Pratt is, like, comforting like a dying Brachiosaurus, and it looked real. Those were real. That was a great animatronic effect, but it just didn't feel as if like there were any other ones throughout the movie, and that's sad, because like I said, that was one of the things that made the original movie work so well, was that it wasn't just the computer animation. There was also plenty of great practical, like, animatronic puppets and so forth, of, like, the dinosaurs. All of that worked really well, and the animatronics for here work well. I just wish there were more of it, though. But the overall direction of the movie was really well done. Director Colin Trevorrow, who took over for Steven Spielberg and Joe Johnston, who made the third movie, he did a fantastic job for this. He's definitely professed himself as a big Jurassic Park fan, and it shows, because there are a lot of times throughout this movie where it really does call back to the original, and the callbacks are really well done in my opinion. Another great thing about this movie was the music by Michael Giacchino. The overall score, the overall music for the movie is really well done. I love Michael Giacchino and his music for all of his other films that he's done. And this one definitely doesn't disappoint. I'm definitely going to get that soundtrack. I really want to get it now. Plus, the last 20 minutes of this movie is phenomenal. It's really fun. It really gets you pumped up. But all in all, I had a really great time with Jurassic World. It was really fun. The performances were good. The effects were pretty good. Also, recently my pals from Schmoes Know got the chance to interview the director of Jurassic World, Colin Trevorrow. If you want to check that out, the link to it is in the description down below, or you can probably just click around here wherever I put the annotation. So what did you think of Jurassic World? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Are you a fan of the original movie? Tell me in the comments section down below. And as always, if you like what you saw here, feel free to press that like button, share this with your friends, and hey, subscribe if you want. But until next time, this is Marc Aquino saying...
Now, there were supposed to be dinosaurs in this dinosaur review, right? Hello? Hello? Yes?
Subscribe!